I briefed Pace over the FM radio, giving him the instructions needed to complete the rescue mission. "Pace," I said, "you're going to have to listen to me on this. Here's what you're going to do. You're going to rappel from the H-34 to the side of the man on the ground. Wear your extraction rig down and carry an extra rig. This extra rig, called a stabo rig, allowed for a man to be extracted from a hostile area and then dangle by climbing rope under the helicopter until a safe LZ can be found. When you reach the man, Pace, hook him and yourself to the extraction bar at the end of the climbing rope under the helicopter and give the pilot the thumbs up for liftoff as soon as both of you are securely fastened." There was a pause on the other end as I allowed these instructions to sink in. I wasn't asking Pace to complete a conventional rescue. This man on the ground needed to be extracted as quickly as possible, or else Pace and the H-34 stood a good chance of being shot from the skies. When Pace didn't offer anything, I continued, "Pace, don't come up without the man. Beware of booby traps, and if you see any booby traps on the body, give the signal to take you out." I was asking Lester Pace to complete something that was nearly impossible. His overwhelming silence made it clear he understood as much. He finally mumbled something about not completely understanding my orders. I repeated the instructions, and Pace finally rogered the message. We continued to fly over the figure on the ground, awaiting Pace and the H-34. Suddenly, as if jolted awake, the person sat up and began waving the rescue panel toward us. "It's an American," I said to Alexander. "He just moved. He's standing up, and he has a panel. Give me some altitude now." This person, I had no idea who it might be, was now holding the red signal panel with both hands and flashing it. Alexander gunned the O2's engine to let the man on the ground know we had him in our sights. We had no other means with which to communicate this fact. Obviously, we couldn't loiter in this area too long. We gained altitude again as the H-34 came into view. I let Pace know the situation below, and I let him know both loudly and clearly, "He's alive, Pace, he's alive. Get your ass down that rope and save him. Can you see him?" "Roger that," Pace replied, the anticipation apparent in his voice. The H-34 hovered over the position, and Pace began his rappel. Hanging himself out there for all the NVA to see, Pace lowered himself to the ground, hooked up the downed soldier, and gave the thumbs up to the pilot. Pace did a fantastic job, just perfect, and Alexander and I exchanged smiles as Pace and Sergeant First Class Charles Wilklow, temporarily MIA in Oscar 8, lifted out of the rescue area and flew west away from the Horseshoe Ridge line. Wilklow had been seriously wounded in action with a gunshot wound to his leg. The Special Forces medics told me later that Wilklow's wounds had become a feasting ground for jungle maggots. Those maggots were a lucky break for Wilklow. They ate away the dead flesh, helping to save his leg.